And welcome back for another exciting week of music. So we are going to do week 6 music this time, and we're going to do day 1 today. And as I said before last week, we're going to look at our rhythms. So I'm going to do the first one on this page and the first one on the next page with you as well to go through and practice. And then I want you to complete the rest on these 2 worksheets. So the videos probably won't be as long this time around, but you guys are going to do a lot more individual work with this. But this way you guys can see how it's done and you can practice with it. Okay? So I'm going to just make it a little bit bigger so we can see. What they want us to do is add bar lines according to the time signature, then write the rhythm syllables on the line below each rhythm. So, what it wants is, remember, each measure only has 3 beats because that's according to our time signature. So the top is going to tell you how many beats. So this is where some of those worksheets may come in handy when I talked about how to count the notes last week. So it starts right off with a quarter note. A quarter note is worth 1 beat. So since it's worth 1 beat, this would be 1. Then another 1 beat would be 2, and another 1 beat would be 3. So 3 beats in a measure. So after you reach 3, hey, that means that's a measure. We need to put a bar line down. That's going to end our measure. This is a new note for you, and it's one reason why I wanted to talk about it. It's a dotted half note. What a dotted half note is it adds half the amount of what the note is worth to it. So since a half note is worth 2 beats, half of that is 1. So you add that onto it, which is 3 beats. So anytime you see a dotted half note, it is worth 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. So a measure, another bar line goes there because that completes our measure. And then finally, here, we have a half note. A half note is worth 2. 1, 2, and our quarter note, which is 1 beat, so we have to add on 1 more, which would be, what's 2 plus 1, which would be 3. Now this is our end of our measure. This is the end of the whole line. So when you're at the end of a music, it's 2 bar lines. So you have 1, and then you have a thicker one. So I'm going to just draw a thicker one and kind of color it in. So that's how you count your measures. So on this first page here, every single one of these are 3 beats because their time signature is 3/4. So now I'm going to come down to our second page. And here, our top of our time signature, that's an arrow, it's kind of a bad arrow, is 4. So what that tells us is there are 4 beats in a measure, okay? So remember, our quarter note is worth 1 beat. So 1, add another 1, 2, add another 1, 3. But this time we're not stopping at 3 because our time signature is 4. So I have to add another 1, 4. So there's my 4th beat. I add a bar line. From here, I'm going to count that's my half note worth 2 counts. So 1, 2, and then I have 2 quarter notes. So I add 1 beat, which would be 3, add another beat, which would be 4. And that's the end of the line. So just like before, you have 1 line, and then we have a thicker line here at the end. And you color that in. So those are how we do our rhythms. Great job, everybody.